Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Passion of Resurrection. So the Passion of Resurrection is the overcoming and surmounting of death as you know it. So this is really beautiful. So we come together today and I have something set up. We use the transcript of the video that we're going to watch on Wednesday with the master teacher. And we're going to first dive into the first paragraph of what is the resurrection. And this is section 29 from the Manual for Teachers. But there are so many descriptions of the resurrection in there that is going to be really helpful today. So I want to start with that. See it as a contemplation that we're actually doing. It's a contemplation on the idea of resurrection. So bear with me and let's dive into that right away. What is the resurrection? Very simply, the resurrection is the overcoming or surmounting of death. It is a reawakening or a rebirth. Change of mind about the meaning of the world. It is the acceptance of the Holy Spirit's interpretation of the world's purpose. The acceptance of atonement for oneself. It is the end of dreams of misery and the glad awareness of the Holy Spirit's final dream. What is the resurrection? It is the recognition of the gifts of God. It is the dream in which the body functions perfectly, having no function except communication. It is the lesson in which learning ends, for it is consummated and surpassed with this. It is the invitation to God to take his final step. What is the resurrection? It is the relinquishment of all other purposes, all other interests, all other wishes, and all other concerns. What is the resurrection? It is the single desire of the Son for the Father. So let go of all other purposes, all other interests, all other wishes, and all other concerns for now. Let it go, let it be changed, let it be undone. Come to the essence of you, the deep desire of you for your Father. To disappear into his heart. To extend the love that created you. As a single desire for the ultimate happiness of your being. Relinquish all other purposes for now, all other interests, all other wishes and concerns, just for now. And feel your love for your Father. Open your consciousness for a new experience. What is the resurrection? But this, the single desire of the Son for the Father.
A Course in Miracles Workbook Lesson 68. Love holds no grievances. You who were created by love like itself can hold no grievances and know yourself. To hold a grievance is to forget who you are. To hold a grievance is to see yourself as a body. It is this decision to let the ego rule your mind and to condemn the body to death. Perhaps you do not fully realize just what beholding grievances does to your awareness. It seems to split you off from your source and make you unlike him. Then it makes you believe that he is like what you think you have become. For no one can conceive of his creator as unlike himself. Shut off from yourself, which remains aware of its likeness to its creator, yourself seems to sleep, while the part of your mind that weaves illusions in its sleep appears to be awake. Can all this arise from holding grievances? Oh, yes. For he who holds grievances denies he was created by love, and his creator has become fearful to him in his dreams of hate. Who can dream of hatred and not fear God? It is as sure that those who hold grievances will redefine God in their own image as it is certain that God created them like himself and defined them as part of him. It is as sure that those who hold grievances will suffer guilt as it is certain that those who forgive will find peace. It is as sure that those who hold grievances will forget who they are as it is certain that those who forgive will remember. Would you not be willing to relinquish your grievances if you believed all this were so? Perhaps you do not believe that you can let all your grievances go. That, however, is simply a question of motivation. Today, we will try to find out how you will feel without them. If we succeed, even ever so slightly, there will never be a problem in motivation again. Begin today's extended practice periods by searching your mind for those against whom you would hold what you regard as major grievances. Some of these will be quite easy to find. Then think of the seemingly minor grievances you hold against those you like, and even those you think you love. It will quickly become apparent that there is no one against whom you do not cherish grievances of some sort. This has left you alone in all the universe in your perception of yourself. Determined now to see all these people as friends, say to them collectively, thinking of each one in turn as you do so, I would see you as my friend, that I may remember you as part of me and come to know myself. Spend the remainder of the practice periods in thinking of yourself as completely at peace with everyone and everything, safe in a world which protects you and loves you and which you love in return. Try to feel safety surrounding you, hovering over you and holding you up. Try to believe, however briefly, that nothing can harm you in any way. At the end of the practice period, tell yourself, love holds no grievances. When I let go all my grievances, I will know I am perfectly safe. The short practice periods should include a quick application of today's idea in this form. Whenever any thought of grievance arises against anyone, physically present or not, let me hold no grievances. Let me not betray myself. In addition, repeat the idea several times an hour in this form. Love holds no grievances. I would waken to myself by laying aside all my grievances aside and wakening in him.
Wow. So that's today's lesson. That's great. That's great to hear it. I love it. That's wonderful. So how's it going with your seeing everyone as a friend? How lovely is that? What a beautiful practice is that we practice. See, that's not the problem. The method and the support is incredible. That works really well. And I'm not saying this really cynical, do I? So it's a bit like, now what happens if you let all your grievances go? Well, in fact, you come to know yourself, who you truly are. On the other side, you will forget about the self that you know so very well that does the opposite thing. So this is why this is such a transformational lesson, and maybe not super popular. Maybe in intention, yes, but in the practice and actual working with it, you have to get over yourself, and that means don't take anything personal that comes your way, because it is a reflection. You put it out there, now it comes back to you. You just take responsibility for it, if that makes it easier for you. You just say you just take responsibility and feel whatever you feel, knowing where it comes from. Like, it didn't start somewhere else, it started right here. So you see that resurrection has a lot to do with letting go of grievances too. So like, you let go of grievances, and that opens up, that literally offers you a rebirth. Because as a human being, you are what a grievance is. Literally, you take everything personal. You have used everything to confirm your existence, and that was completely insane to do so, because your identity doesn't need confirmation. It is perfectly arranged by God. It was already perfect. Now this is where the transition comes in. Let me put it this way, because it's like, well, you have practiced this. This was a lesson that you did for, I don't know how many times, or however long, in years. Like, this came back all the time, practicing letting go of grievances, recognizing them and letting go of them, and seeing, oh, I was already too late, and now here it is again. So we have practiced that. Now it's like, in the moving on into this, you see that the scope expands, your vision expands. And what do you see? Well, you see that if I let go of this, something else comes up. Like, I have to let go of my concerns. That's also a grievance against myself, to God. I have to let go of my desires. I have to let go of my future imaginings of what I think I need, and so on and so on and so on. Like, this is a long list, but I release that. So the expansion and vision that is taking place is really like, now I suddenly start to see that it's all linked to what I'm practicing. In my moment of meditation or contemplation, as we just did, coming to the depths of myself, letting go of everything else. Like, for a moment, I let go of everything else as good as I can. Like, basically returning back to my single desire for the Father. That is my focus. That is my, basically, the pivot point, or the focus, or the eye of the needle, however you want to call it. Like, this is the place where you literally are being transported into a different experience, and that experience is what you want. Now, just when I heard the lesson being read to us, it was like a recognition with the idea of mortaholicism, or like the addictive part of the human mind. So it's the same with alcohol. Like, first you start to use alcohol, just as an example. You start to use alcohol. I'm not saying that you should do that, but this can be the principle when you're an alcoholic. First, you start using the alcohol to deal with the problems that you have. Then you start to cause problems because you are drinking. Like, you don't feel anymore the trouble that you felt a moment ago, but now you drove your car against who knows what, like a lantern or so. and your car is broken. Now you can't drive anymore, and you lose your driver's license. Now you have to drink again more in order to, and so on and so on. So this is the same with human beings and grievances. Of course, it's like you want to love your brother, but you can't stop yourself having a grievance against him. Now you get a grievance because you're angry at your brother, and you know better. It's like, I don't want to have grievances. I don't want to be angry at anyone. And now you become angry at yourself for doing so, and so on. So you make it more and more difficult, in other words. But you can't stop yourself. You can't help yourself from repeating the same cycle to, in fact, to make it work for yourself. Like, it has a reason why it's there. The same as the alcohol did work first very well because it numbed you. You didn't feel anything. And then it causes a problem in which you are even more, you find yourself in a deeper hole. Now, and this is the vicious cycle that you find yourself in. So with human beings, I look at this world, like taking every step to attack each other just to not feel your own pain, but project it outward. Literally projecting your guilt onto someone. But it's your guilt, and it's your story that you project on everything that you see, until you don't. Then, but only then. So you will have to become quiet. You will have to step into your stillness. You will have to take time to come to yourself and release everything else, everything that you thought was so important, your opinions, the parties you choose, the attacks that you put out there in whatever form, whether that's in a mechanical form, whether that's in a mental form, whether that's in an attitude that you have towards some, all of this. Now moving further in this, having entered in this quiet and coming back to that quiet is a practice, as in meditation or doing the lesson. Having that like right with you, because you have trained your mind not to use it to respond to situations that you're perceiving, but you recognize just in time that what you see out there is just a reflection. It's not a fact at all. Now bringing that back to yourself, like apparently I put it out there, now it comes back to me. I'll accept it so that I don't have to project it back onto my brother again and repeat a vicious cycle. This is the thing that we do. So this is really the process of resurrection. If you're familiar with the story of Jesus in the resurrection and the whole story afterwards, like generated by the churches that literally used it in a certain way as if Jesus is a superhero that had a resurrection experience, and in the meantime putting a lot of value in the world, or having lots of laws set up in how to behave, and if you don't behave like that, then this and then that, instead of releasing everything, releasing your desire for anything but the love of God. Like that would be the practice, and that has been denied for 2,000 years basically. So now we're in the phase that Jesus is no longer a superhero, but actually standing right next to us and saying like, hey, listen, you know what a resurrection is? Well, forget about what they told you. This is what it is. This is the resurrection. It is that simple. It's the overcoming of death. What is death? You behaving as a human being, attacking everything around you, and thinking that you're okay doing so, and accept it. Now you release all that. Come back to yourself and come to the simplicity of this. You love your Father. I have no doubt that you love your Father. Now let that love, like evoke that love, or let it come up in you. Take time to let it burst out in you. This is the passion of resurrection. It is an uncontrollable love for your Father, where you dive into. And you can do this right now. It is your practice. There's nothing else to do here. It's like there's the only way that you use your body properly, because you use it for communication. Communication is not this. Communication is this. Your single desire for the Father literally opens up your whole energy system within your, even within the definitions of your body. That is what the resurrection is. So it literally affects every cell of your body. It reflects every neuron. It affects every atom in your body. It literally affects every single thing. So that's why this is absolutely revolutionary. It's the revolution of self-forgiveness, recognizing the light of forgiveness, recognizing the love, your love for God, and letting it come up, and take time to enjoy that, and recognizing that that's the only function that you have. This is where you find your happiness, nowhere else. Master Teacher has some expressions that we use and basically it ends up with the idea, I am the light of the world. And so I'm going to go through some of the expressions that you will recognize in the tape that we're going to listen to on Wednesday, or the video that we're going to watch. But to take time to stand still with these expressions is another possibility to deepen your study, so to speak, or to release more of what isn't, to let go of more ideas that you have been treasuring but were worthless. Yeah, this is what it is, yeah. My worst enemy. Since we're talking about grievances, you might as well just. So this has a very specific function. I chose this title for this meeting because of the lesson of today. That works so perfectly. My worst enemy. So it comes back in a moment and it will be absolutely clear what I mean with that. How Master Teacher is using this. He uses it as a healing agency. My worst enemy. I am the light of the world. Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. Why beholdest thou the mote that is in thy brother's eye, but considerest not the beam that is in thine own eye? The light of the body is the eye. If therefore thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. So this is the King James version, like the original version from 1800s. Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. It's like you are the light of the world. So don't dive, like don't try to hide. And don't try to judge either, because you can't. Now, the light of the body is the eye. What does that mean? If your eye is single, your whole body will be full of light. How do you do that? Well, I just told you. How do you do this? Practicing the single desire for the Father. And that means taking time to love God with all of your heart. Basically, praying. Sitting still, praying. Praying is like opening your consciousness for the love of God. It's like, God, I love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And sit with that and letting go of the rest. But sit with it in the sense of actively letting that take the full place within your consciousness, inviting God in. Not that God doesn't know the way to you, He knows the way to you. So that's not a problem. So all your concerns and considerations and desires are can be in the way. But now you've heard this, and you're going to practice this by letting it go. Letting go of your grievances, letting go of any idea that you hold about your brother, about the world, about yesterday, about tomorrow, about yourself, about God, about Jesus, about the Bible, about everything, for just a moment. Release it. Let it go. Now your consciousness is open to receive. So now your body is being used the way it should be used. That means purely for communication. With what? With God. Literally allowing your whole body to be changed by your single desire for the Father, and literally being open to receive the answer of that. The reason I'm here, once more, Master Teacher says, we're sharing the idea of the physical occurrence of you. Thank you. Our demonstration were really not concerned about the reflections of our body at all. One thing we know for sure, listen with me, if we carry conflict with us about the idea of the aging process within our idea of body form, somewhere we are observing it from the mindfulness of what we think our body association is. In my personal now reappearance, I am a healer through the aspects of conversion of light. All I can possibly be offering you in the healing is this new reflection of your body identity. He's offering you a new reflection of your body identity. Now, in a very particular way, I'm not really concerned. Let's use my 80-year-old body again. I'm not actually concerned what beset you in your body, in your pain identity. Yet I'm concerned that once you become mindful of it within your body identity, you will depend on it to reflect to you associations of correspondent, of specialization, of the reduction of ideas that are contained within your mind about your body form. Okay, I'll come back to that. Now, in the resurrection of the conversion of Jesus' body, now being shown us from the satellite, all I'm really informing you that the conflict that you felt in your need to ask the guy out there to heal you, where you perfectly are capable of retaining a conflict within your own mind, are very simply this. Shall I teach particularly? Because I really love it. The one who has the most faculty to heal you, say to me, is my worst enemy. Is my worst enemy. Why is that? Okay, so whatever is being shared here, and we're not going to dissect it in the sense of trying to understand exactly what the words mean, if it's formulated right, or trying to figure out what he's saying. So it comes back to one idea, and that is this. Who is a better healer for you than your worst enemy? Than the one that is really, really irritating you all the time, or just intensely irritating you? Who is a better healer than that for you? And why is that? See, here we come directly to the, you should not judge. No, that's right. So in the meantime, I judge. Or, yes, I would love to be healed, but I want to hold on to my grievances too. Or I'm still holding on to my body identity because I think that that's me, and I'm, working with that. So here's the same then with the ultimate. The perfect healer for you is your worst enemy. Now this is not so easy to feel, but speaking from my own experience, it is really true. It is like if I can this one allow for me to be healed within my own consciousness, then I know this works. Like, this sounds very familiar. It's like the one that seemed to be the most impossible person, the most impossible one for you. Your worst enemy is actually the one that is the Christ. That is literally showing you all this that you define as this irritating brother. Reflects back to you. This is your idea. This has nothing to do with your brother. So it's like You have taken everything that you got reflected. You have taken that personally and used that personal experience against your brother to literally separate yourself off. This is what a grievance is, of course, but it's also, this is how that goes. You put it out there. You don't recognize, you literally forget about that you put it out there. Now someone comes your way and actually starts directing something very negative to you, and you think you're personally insulted. Let's build it up a little bit. You're personally insulted. You have tendencies to kill the guy. That's how angry you are. Now what is this other person? Your perfect mirror. He's your best healer. He's the Christ. Along with you. You didn't do anything wrong. You just made a mistake, that's all. You made a mistake thinking that there's somebody outside of you that can hurt you. You gave him the power to do so. Well, you forgot about that you were the one putting it out there. That's why it looks like somebody else is attacking you. Not so. So here's why Master Teacher says, like, your worst enemy is your best healer. Simple as that. He's putting you exactly in the spot where you can allow healing to occur. Now, if you allow that, you will never forget how wonderful the gift is that is given to you. The gift of healing, the gift of wholeness, and all this. Like, also the whole shift within your own body configuration. You think that your grievances don't have an effect on your body? Of course they have. And we don't want to get into too much metaphysics here, but of course you can imagine that if your system is under stress of this one that is so irritating, you build up this stress within you, of course that's going to have an effect on your body, at least on your body energy. Like you feel depleted, you feel angry, you feel lonely, you don't know how to move further. So this is how you deal with it. And you think that's normal human behavior, which it is. Humans behave like that. Now here's the thing. What is being offered is from outside, the frame of human thinking. Literally, it is your salvation. That's why this is new to you. You really have to learn this, to do this. You have to learn to forgive. You have to learn to recognize that there is nothing outside of you. But that doesn't have to take long. It is really based on willingness, is what it says everywhere in the Course too. It's like, this is all based on willingness. Do you want it to be different, or are you enjoying your grievances? Are you enjoying your pain, or do you want to give up on your pain? If you want to give up, then this is a real simple course. You can get it after doing the first lesson. Suddenly it starts to make perfect sense. Or you do it after one great moment, recognizing that you are the one putting out this grievance. And by forgiving your brother, suddenly it's gone. And you're both free of it. So you no longer feel the urge to attack your brother. But you recognize, hey, this is all happening within me. Everything is given to me. How wonderful is that? What an incredible practice. I can literally be free. I never thought that would be possible. Despite of the images of the world that I have around me, I discovered this within myself. Now I become the light of the world. Now I recognize I can stand here and I'm not trusting what I'm hearing. I'm not trusting what I'm seeing. Like all this mesmerism, all this illusory input is all coming from here. And I'm using that against myself, against my brother, but basically against myself. When I'm concerned with my innerness, with my I-ness, with my I am, this is where I put my focus. Now I'm starting to pray again. Oh, what a relief. I let this world go for just a moment. Here I am. Thank you, Father. Thank you so much. Thank you for being available. Thank you for all the love that you pour out over me in this instant. I want that. I want to feel it in every cell of my body. I want to feel it in every atom that is part of my physicality. I want to extend it to all my brothers, because I recognize now that it didn't come from anywhere else but from me. My worst enemy has saved me, and I thank you for that, for this example. Now I'm doing the lesson 68. It's like, this is what that is. This is where gratitude automatically comes up, or when you feel like the light of forgiveness coming into your mind and literally bringing you home together with your brother. Yeah, this is what healing is. It's like, that's exactly the spot where that takes place. How lovely is that? Now fly with that. Enjoy that. Open that up even more. You are in a point in time. You are experienced enough to take this on and actually do this as your practice. And give this away just because you recognize this as the true happening that is occurring within you. You are able to receive the light of your forgiveness because it's extended to you all the time. There's no exception. There's no situation too difficult for that to happen. Do you want me to teach for a minute about the resurrection of Jesus Christ? Is that all right? In other words, the reflection of who you are getting out there, your enemy, you're going to teach it to me, is who? Who is the other guy? Myself. Of course, say it again. Myself. Say it again. Myself. It's nobody else. So myself, in the reflection of the protective nature of myself, my enemy is really the only one that can heal me. My personal experiences as an 80-year-old necessity to forgive. My personal experiences as an 80-year-old necessity to forgive that many of you have discovered with me in this new frequency of light are the ideas that suddenly within a factoring of light, thank you for that I share the idea of forgiveness of each other. Look, where just for a moment ago the intensity of my conflict from the satellite were causing us to formulate ideas of protected missions, of gathering, of reflected light. Look, in the galactic ideas that out in the universe, the galaxies of billions of stars still held us in repetition of that association. Like Master Teacher puts it here right next to the space, the spacious selfness that is available, but that you deny just by you staying in your little vicious cycle of grievance. Here's my offering. If I'm going to be the light of the world, the intensity of the conversion of the frequency of dark form that previously orchestrated within my own mind allow in the reappearance of Jesus for us to increase this frequency, okay? And I ask you to say with me, now in the physicality of my body, I am the light of the world. Say it. I am the light of the world. Repeating this one more time, here's my offering. If I'm going to be the light of the world, the intensity of the conversion of the frequency of dark form that previously orchestrated within my own mind, excuse me, allowing the reappearance of Jesus for us to increase this frequency. And I ask you to say with me, now in the physicality of my body, I am the light of the world. Say it. I am the light of the world. So it's like you have to allow a change to occur. I'm not talking about the vocabulary of Master Teacher, but you know what he's talking about. If you listen, you actually know what he's talking about. If you don't try to figure out what he says, you can receive what he's saying if you're willing to hear it This is where it always comes down to. Are you willing to hear what he's transferring to you? This is not about trying to understand what he's saying. This is about, do you want to hear what he shares? Now that message is very clear. Like, do you want to stay in your little cycle of grievance, of holding on to your ideas about yesterday, your ideas about yourself, about Jesus, about God, about Master Teacher, about me, about yourself, about everyone? Do you want to stay in that cycle where you keep repeating the same thing? Or are you willing to recognize yourself as the light of the world and releasing everything that is past, that is gone? Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to actually live lesson 7? I see only the past. Are you recognizing that you're only seeing the past and that you don't have to do anything with your reflections that you get? You can let them go. Do you want to do that? This is your opportunity. What will happen? Well, suddenly your mind expands. You recognize that you're in the middle of a galaxy with in the middle of a universe with billions of galaxies. There's so much space out here. There's no disruptance of that. And you see how well everything is communicating, that there's a synchronicity that's divine. And that literally communicates with you when your mind is open, when your consciousness is filled with only that, with your single desire for the Father, the flow of love flowing through every single cell of your body, just for the sake of the possibility of it, not for any other reason. So what do you need to understand? You come into the phase, and we're heading there really fast, I can tell you that. It's like you're entering into a new phase in which you allow that flow of love to literally take you, to let it freely flow through you, without your disruption, without you resisting that, but just giving into it, getting out of the way of taking things personal, but recognizing this is all just a reflection and it's gone, it's over. So don't pay attention to it in the sense of that you need to take time to make it all look perfect. No, recognize the perfection in yourself, and everything is perfect. So that is in a nutshell what I would like to share today, and I love it. It's great how this comes together. It's like the real part of what is the resurrection with the lesson of today is like it is the same story. Isn't it amazing? It's like literally there's only one thing being told, and there's one thing. And when you come to the end of learning, things are opening up really fast, because there's no need to study that anymore, but just releasing your concern about not understanding it. And here you are, recognizing your light in what is given in the moment. So I love it. Thank you. Thank you for your time and for your patience to let me share this with you. And so you recognize this too when we are watching the video on Wednesday. It will make perfect sense to just allow that frequency to come to you. If it's a frequency that you recognize, if it does, if you do recognize it, and if you don't recognize it, it will come back or stay with it and help, try to become open to receive it, because this is universal language. It is not anything else. Thank you for appearing in the passion of resurrection. Thank you for now, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much.